In an earlier video, we have dealt elaborately with the oxidation of a saturated fatty acid, that also an even numbered fatty acid like palmitic acid, 16 carbons. But we also consume odd numbered fatty acids. So let us take a fatty acid pentadecenoic acid. So this pentadecenoic acid has got 15 carbon atoms, C15. So especially when we consume marine food, plant related food, there is a possibility that we consume a lot of odd chain fatty acid. How is the oxidation of odd chain fatty acid occurs? Or very specifically, let us take how pentadecenoic acid is oxidized. That is going to be our discussion today. So therefore, oxidation of odd chain fatty acid. So I request that you watch the earlier video where about the oxidation, where it is elaborately explained. All the initial steps, the steps will be the same. It has to be activated by fatty acyl-CoA synthetase enzyme. It has to be transported into mitochondrial matrix because with the help of carnitine. Once it is transported into the mitochondrial matrix, it will undergo regular oxidation of fatty acid. The way we have seen in another video where we have taken a saturated fatty acid as an example. Same way, this odd chain fatty acid will also undergo oxidation. So, what is the difference now? If the difference is after about 6 cycles, after a 6th cycle, you are left with a product, a 3-carbon compound. That 3-carbon compound is propionyl-CoA. So let us write the structure of propionyl-CoA. So CH3 CH2 C double bond O S CoA. So this is the final product that we have, propionyl-CoA. Now propionyl-CoA must enter into TCA cycle. So it can very easily be converted to succinyl-CoA, a 4-carbon compound. So therefore we are going to attach a carbon to this 3-carbon compound, make it a 4-carbon compound, and then continue with the TCA cycle for the remaining oxidation. How do we do that? So therefore the first step is to add a CO2. That can be added as a bicarbonate ion. Now to add a CO2, you know that the enzyme is, this is propionyl-CoA, so propionyl-CoA carboxylase. That is the enzyme. So carboxylases requires biotin, so therefore let us write a biotin. And you also know that carboxylation also is energy requiring process, and ATP is required, which is cleaved into ADP plus PI. So therefore, in this energy requiring process, ultimately propionyl-CoA is converted to a product called methyl malonyl-CoA. So the methyl malonyl-CoA structure will be, so this is the carbon which got incorporated, bicarbonate. So this is called dimethyl malonyl-CoA. So once you have dimethyl malonyl-CoA, now there is a problem. Now dimethyl malonyl-CoA cannot be directly converted to succinyl-CoA because there is no enzyme which can convert dimethyl malonyl-CoA to succinyl-CoA. But therefore what we do is the dimethyl malonyl-CoA is converted to its epimeric form, that is L-methyl malonyl-CoA. This is catalyzed by an epimerase enzyme. So this is dimethyl malonyl-CoA acted upon by dimethyl malonyl-CoA epimerase. That will convert dimethyl malonyl-CoA to L-methyl malonyl-CoA. CH3. So this is how we write it. So this is L-methyl malonyl-CoA. L-methyl. So just by doing this conversion, we have created an intermediate that can be converted to succinyl-CoA. So that is the last step. So last step, what happens is, this is converted to succinyl-CoA. So let us write the structure of succinyl-CoA. So four carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. So this is succinyl-CoA. Now this conversion is carried out by an enzyme which is a mutase. So it is called methyl malonyl-CoA mutase. You need to write the whole thing, methyl malonyl-CoA mutase, and it is a vitamin B12 dependent enzyme. So that's why people who have a deficiency of vitamin B12, they will be excreting a lot of this methyl malonyl-CoA or propionyl-CoA, because propionyl-CoA cannot be converted into succinyl-CoA. So this is the reason, because there is a deficiency, enzyme is not active. So what is the net effect now? So we have converted this propionyl-CoA into succinyl-CoA. You know that succinyl-CoA is a 4-carbon compound. It will enter into TCA cycle and can produce 20 ATP molecules. So this is how the complete degradation occurs. Now let us write first of all a stoichiometry for this reaction. So while writing stoichiometry, we will assume a lot of things. Okay, it is based on the previous video. So the thing that we are assuming now, we are starting with a 15 carbon fatty acid. So let us write pentadecenoic acid. Okay, so in step number 1 plus, step number 1 we added an FAD, step number 2 we added a molecule of water, step number 3 we added an NAD plus, and step number 4 we added a coenzyme A. Okay, that is we added, and in step and in what did we get in return? In step number 1 we got an acetyl-CoA, we got an FADH2, we got an NADH, we got an H plus, and a fatty acid with the 2 carbon atoms less. Okay, let us now directly jump into the complete degradation. So you know that since it has got 15 carbon atoms, what we need about 6 cycles. So in 6 cycles, we need 6 FAD, 6 molecules of water, 6 NAD plus, 6 coenzyme A. That will result into, we will get 6 acetyl-CoA, 6 FADH2, 6 NADH, 6 H plus, and 1 propionyl-CoA. So this is the final stoichiometry. Let us immediately calculate the energy yield from this. So if we have 6 FADH2, that is into 1.5, that is 9 ATP molecules. So this is net yield of ATP. If there are 6 NADH into 2.5, this is about 15 ATP molecules. There are 6 acetyl-CoA. 6 acetyl-CoA into 10, so that is equal to 60. Propionyl-CoA, we are converting propionyl-CoA to succinyl-CoA. So therefore 1 succinyl-CoA, that is equal to 20 ATPs when it enters into TCA cycle. This is the net yield. So therefore the net yield is 104 ATP. Okay, if the net yield is, let me rub a little place here. So the net yield is 104 ATP. but we need to incorporate the energy that we have invested. So here we have 104 ATP molecules as the net yield from a odd chain fatty acid. Remember, for activation we have used -1. For incorporation we have used -1. And in order to convert propionyl CoA to succinyl CoA, we used another one. This is for conversion of propionyl to succinyl. So -3 ATPs, we will get 101 ATP. This will be the net yield from the oxidation of an odd number of fatty acid.